Hi everyone, Gavin Heggs here, owner of Twisted Moto, coaching in Australia for the last 10 years, teaching in other countries like Indonesia. We're out here at Queensland Moto Park and we're going to go through 3 important topics that are going to help you out on the track to improve your riding. First one, sight laps. So entering onto a track for your first time out for the day, it's very important to make sure that you have a good look at the track to make sure for safety reasons there's no obstacles on the track that could cause danger or harm during your riding and your practice and training. So moving into a sight lap, it doesn't have to be a boring lap where you go around slow and just having a look. You could change things up and go for the first lap all the way to the outside line for the whole track. Second lap all the way to the inside line for the whole track. Once you go on into your third lap, then choose whatever line you like. The next thing that you could start to look at when you're going into your sight laps is whether or not you want to really challenge yourself and add in a full lap standing up. You could then also make your second lap no clutch whatsoever. The third lap going in there and using no brakes. Alright, these things are going to help you to be able to develop your skills, but also you're still getting the purpose of going out there for safety reasons to have a look and make sure that you're inspecting the track to start with, and then going into your training like you would with a normal day-to-day basis. A great example of the reason why you should do a sight lap, even in a race scenario, the first thing you do when you go out to a race day is you have 3 laps of practice. The first lap is under a yellow flag. The reason being to make sure you're inspecting the track, you know where the soft parts are of the track, you know where there could be potentially some ruts that you wouldn't be expecting. There could be so many different variables on the track that might catch you off guard. For instance, I had a friend who didn't do a sight lap a couple of weeks ago, landed in a boggy patch of mud over the handlebars, broken back. So very important to make sure that you go out there onto the track, inspect it, so you know what to see and approach when you're coming up to certain areas of the track. You could potentially save yourself some harm, but also be prepared a little bit better coming into certain parts of the track that might cause, you might need to detour, for example. So I think that's super important for your safety, but also it's for you to be able to make sure that you're also getting the most out of your training session, and it could be a good chance to warm up too. Moving on to topic number 2. So today we're going to also be talking about free rolling. Coming into a section of straight, you might often feel like pulling in the clutch disengages your wheels from the ground and can give you quite a big push into the corner, making you feel rushed and possibly making you feel like slowing down is actually becoming a little bit harder in a section of track where you need to actually be slowing down quite fast. For example, coming over a jump landing into a corner might make you want to get on the brakes quite heavily. Therefore, a rider, knowing they're going to get on the brakes quite hard, would then pull in the clutch and get on their brakes quite aggressively. Not actually realizing that when you pull in the clutch, that disengaging feeling from the bike becoming light pushes the bike into the corner faster and creates free rolling. Okay, so if you wanted to test free rolling out, pick a long section of straight where you could possibly click through your gears, pull in that clutch, and feel the bike free roll. It'll go a lot faster than what it was initially when you had that engagement from the engine, and therefore you would then create a lighter feeling and a much faster roll coming into a section where you personally would probably want to be slowing yourself down. Okay, ideally in most situations what we want to be aiming for is utilizing our braking efficiently without the clutch and utilizing our engine braking to assist us to slow down as well. So when you're coming into a section of corner where you potentially need to slow down quite fast, you might want to reconsider, instead of pulling in the clutch to then put your brakes on aggressively, having complete control over your brakes and allowing your gear selection to then assist you to slow down coming into the corner. Moving into our third topic today, head shake. Okay, head shake is something that can happen unexpectedly coming into certain parts of the track that it were more than likely a high pace area where you could possibly have come with a certain amount of speed, like clicking through third, fourth, fifth gear into a section of track where you've all of a sudden come across a bump, a ledge, a hole, something that likes where during your acceleration your front wheel is become very light and then hit one of those bumps or braking bumps or whatever it is on the track and potentially started a reaction of slapping the handlebars from side to side. So from here, that also could mean that you have, as the rider, gone from lifting that front wheel and accelerating to potentially backing off completely and shutting off the throttle where it drops into a hole, creating that head shake. So the best and easiest ways to avoid this is making sure that you're in the correct rider attack position. Coming into certain parts of the track where you know there are holes and braking bumps, to not go from flat out full on accelerating into the corner where you then chop off completely. You are gradually coming off the acceleration and putting on and applying your brakes during that section of track. And potentially there could be ways to solve your approach into the corner where you can drag your brakes and have the acceleration on to fix it as well, where we'll move into bike skills later down the track. So I hope one of these skills can help you develop your riding out at the track. Let me know in the comments below, tag a friend who might need one of these tips, and look forward to seeing everyone's progression potentially out on the track sometime. So thank you very much for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one.